What's up, it's your boy Reemus, and welcome back to the Reemus Boxing News. And we're going to be talking about a potential fight between AJ and Usyk, which threatens to derail AJ versus Fury. So, as you should know, the unified heavyweight champion is Anthony Joshua, and he has one of the belts that he has is the WBO belt. Now, the mandatory for the WBO belt is Alexander Usyk after defeating Derek Chisora. Now, the WBO is pushing for or is expecting AJ to fight Usyk next. However, that means that Fury isn't going to be able to fight AJ if AJ has to take that fight. And Hearn said recently that of course he wants Usyk to step aside. So what they're gonna try to do is offer him what they do is offer stand aside money. But the problem is with this one is it seems that it wouldn't just be May that they would be asking Usyk to step aside. They'd be asking Usyk to step aside for the rest of the year, according to some sources. So the options are Usyk could fight for the interim title, which is just something really to satisfy him. It's not really a real title, and what's the difference from it being really a mandatory? But they're trying to do that to entice him to be okay with holding off, and it should solidify the pressure to fight for the winner of AJ and Fury to fight him next. Or the other option is Tyson Fury and AJ can fight for all the belts, including the WBO belt. However, the WBO belt would be relinquished straight after the fight. Now, the reason why they're doing that is because they want it to be for the undisputed champion. Now, me personally, I don't really think that makes sense, because it's like, if you relinquish it the next day, it's just for show. You wasn't really fighting for the WBO belt if you're guaranteed to lose it straight away. So that doesn't really make sense to me. And for Usyk, it doesn't really make sense for him to wait, but simply because if he has to wait until next year, he's going to be about 34, 35 years old. He's getting older. And in some ways, although you might want to see the fight, you could look at it from Usyk's perspective. Why does he care? He's not busting himself every day in the gym just to be just to step aside when the shot actually comes. So for him, it doesn't really make as much sense to step aside. Of course, the fans are going to say, yeah, we want to see the fight between Fury and AJ for the undisputed. But really, why does Usyk care about that? And anyway, if Usyk fights AJ and wins, he becomes that. He's a step closer to becoming the undisputed champion. So, for him, it doesn't really make as much sense. But potential fights for Usyk would be Joe Joyce. I've heard talk about that because I know they fought in the amateurs, and obviously Joe Joyce came off that win of Daniel Dubois. Usyk could fight Joseph Parker, but these are all fights that have an element of risk that just make it not worth it. So the manager of Alexander Usyk, he said, no, we're not taking anything. He seemed pretty stern about that. He said, we want AJ, or we're going to force him to vacate the belts. So it seems like they're standing hard with that one. So my personal opinion is I actually don't mind if it's next. Like, I just think I think AJ would beat Usyk, so it's just like, I don't really mind him facing Usyk in spring to get over and done with. There probably won't be any fans, or won't be many fans. And then AJ just fight Fury after. Like, what's 3 or 4 more months to wait? Like, that's just my opinion. I don't think it's that bad. Because at the end of the day, time is going to go quickly. And as long as Fury and AJ fight, then it's not really a problem, right? And it's not like it would be next year, hopefully. Hopefully it wouldn't be next year. It'll probably be by the end of the year. So that's my personal opinion on it. But I want to know what you think. Should Usyk take a risk? He would get paid a lot. Like, take the risk of fighting someone else, and waiting, letting AJ get his fight with Fury. And he would be taking a lot of money to step aside, of course. or is he right to kind of stand in his position and you know, really press that he's the mandatory? So I want to know what you think. Comment down below and let Reemus know. Peace.